Hello everyone and welcome to the Curious Calculator. Today we're going to be going over the following problem. We want to divide 4x to the fourth minus 20x squared plus 5x plus 7 by x minus 2 using synthetic division. And before getting started here, let's notice that we can divide by synthetic division because our divisor is of the form x minus k, where k is some constant, and in our case k is 2. Alright, so let's go ahead and write our synthetic division bracket here. It's kind of like an upside down long division bracket. And inside this bracket, we're not going to actually write out our full polynomial here, but we're actually just going to write the coefficients. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have a 4, and then, well, we got to be careful here because let's notice that we have a degree 4 polynomial. And so when we're writing the coefficients inside here, we want to make sure that we include a coefficient for all terms that are less than or equal to, all terms that have a degree less than or equal to 4. So what I'm saying is that because we're missing a term that is degree 3, we want to write a coefficient in here of 0 for that term that is missing. So we'll go ahead and do that, and then we'll continue on. Degree 2, we have the negative 20, and then we have a 5 and a 7. And then on the outside here, we're not going to write the full x minus 2. We're actually just going to write our value for k. And our value for k is going to be 2. So we're just going to do 2 here. Alright, so now the steps here, what we want to do is the first term we're actually just going to drop right down. And then what we want to do is we want to multiply this 2 by the 4 and then move that up right here. And so 2 times 4 gives us 8, so we're going to write that right here. And then we're going to add the 0 and 8 together, which will give us 8. And then we're going to repeat this process by doing 2 times 8, which gives us 16. Then we're going to write that 16 right here. And then we're going to add again, so negative 20 plus 16, that's going to give us a negative 4. And then we're going to multiply the 2 times negative 4, which gives us negative 8. And so we're going to get negative 8 here. And then we're going to add together the 5 plus negative 8, which is going to give us a negative 3. And we're going to do 2 times negative 3, which will give us a negative 6 here. And then we're going to add those together, which will give us a positive 1. And now when we are turning our new coefficients back into a polynomial, we want to keep in mind here that we did divide by this term, or this polynomial x minus 2. And what that's going to do is it's going to drop our new polynomial down 1 degree. So when we go back to write our coefficients, because our original polynomial was a degree 4, we're going to start with, or we're going to have now a degree 3 polynomial. So we'll begin here. We go 4x to the third plus 8x squared minus 4x minus 3. And then this last term here, this last coefficient, is actually going to be our remainder for our new polynomial. And so in this case we have a 1, so that's going to be plus 1 over, and then we're going to write it over our divisor. And our divisor is right here, the x minus 2. And that right there will be our final answer. And I just want to make a quick note here that if we were to get a remainder of 0, then that would mean that this divisor, the x minus 2, is actually a factor of this larger polynomial that we were dividing it by. And that's because it goes into it evenly. So in that case, if the remainder of 0 is 0, then our divisor is actually a factor of the dividend. And I'd like to end today's video with a little fun fact from philosophy. Did you know that Aristotle actually didn't believe 0 and 1 to be numbers? He didn't believe 0 was a number because he thought it was conceptually incoherent that nothing could be represented by something. And he didn't believe that 1 was a number because he actually believed 1 to be a unit which we derive the other numbers from.